lengths of steel here, and we're going to make a custom front end. We're going to start by measuring this out. This is 8 feet. We're going to cut it here and here and here and here so we can angle this off. So we'll do a step by step. Okay, so we've scored this here at 1 foot, at 3 feet, and then at 3 feet on this side, and 1 foot on this side, just by using the chop saw set up like this, and then doing that. Basically what that'll allow me to do is score the rest of this after I mount it, so it'll keep everything straight, and then I can score it and then bend it back to where I need the contour to be. Okay, so we got our couple holes drilled right here. These go into the frame like so. They come up underneath here and reach right in there. So one here, there and there. So right now I'm going to find the center of this, and the best way to do that would be to get a clamp just like so. Sit that there. Bring this around. Looks like 91, so 45 and a half. It's going to be our number. 45 and a half. So that's how we're going to find the middle. We're going to drill a hole here, and then this hole is simply just going to be used for mounting. Is all it's going to be for. So, and then we're going to drill a hole here and one on the bumper, and that way we can at least start mating these two together. The reason I'm using this is because there's an impact crumple piece behind here, so it's not directly impacted with the frame. So if it does encounter an impact, it will absorb that impact instead of bending the frame. So it'll give us a larger range of impact. If we have an impact, we can go ahead and replace the stuff behind here, replace that crumple zone, and then re-engage the bumper. The bumper's not going to be hurt, the frame's not going to be hurt, that crumple zone's going to take all the impact up to a certain degree. If it goes above that degree, it's going to get bent anyways. Now that we have our hole drilled here for centering, hole drilled in here for centering, I'm going to go ahead and try and make these two up. Insert our bolt. Voila. Now, it'll hold itself. We'll just put our nut on, and you can see that is perfectly balanced. So we just need to get our nut on, and now we have our centering done. Now that we have this leveled out, and we have 2 screws here, so it can't go anywhere side to side. Our centering screw, these are just self-tap screws just to hold it in place till we can get things going. Right now what I'm going to do is take this cutting wheel, I'm going to finish my scoring down here, so this piece will remain fixed, but it will be, I'm going to score it in the middle so it's thin enough to where I can actually bend the steel to contour its way around this bumper. So it kind of follows and the bends line up where I want them to. This is why we made these bends, so it can bend here, and then when that's bent it can bend out here. Same way on that side. So we'll just finish that scoring up. We're going to get some safety gear, gloves and whatnot, and a heavy coat, and put all this stuff on and cut this and go ahead and bend it. So now with these ground out and beveled out, all I need to do is simply lean and it bends, just like so. Same way with this one, and lean into it and it'll bend right around. So just like that. We'll get a little bit more leverage on it, And it should bend right up for me. So now it's got that contour. We'll go ahead and bolt this thing up here and here so it all stays together. And then we'll weld it up, weld into there, weld all that stuff full again, fill it all up, and then grind it back out so it's smooth again, and we'll have one mean looking bumper. Okay, so we got this all bent around here properly now, and you can see that how that contour goes around there and matches the bumper just like so. Got some bolts mounting this thing up a little bit better. Got this one mounted on this side. Now what we need to do is fill all this in with weld, fill all these in with weld, and then grind it flat. Just for anybody that doesn't know, this is kind of the method I chose to fill this big gap. Make this big gap right here, weld this plate underneath, and then we'll go ahead and cut this off with the grinder and then grind it all flat, and then just keep making those V notches back and forth and build it up until it's built up enough. Alright, so I just want to go over this again after we got all the edges all cleaned up here, and getting ready to kind of grind this thing down a little bit, hit it with the sanding wire wheel and the sanding wheel, and then throw a coat of paint on it. So just wanted to give one more before we got it all painted and show that how that weld comes all the way through back here. You can see how it attaches all that back in there and all the way around. And then we cleaned up and filled up those corners just like that, and that's what we're left with. So get some Rust-Oleum rust reformer. That's going to make it so we don't have to clean this up too much because we're doing this on a budget. But we hit that with a 60 grit sanding disc that goes on the angle grinder, and then hit it with this. These drips and stuff are okay because we're going to paint this with textured, like a truck bed liner type of paint, so it'll hide all that stuff. So you just want to make sure you get most of the metal covered, and then any of that old calcify or that rust that was in there before is going to go ahead and get taken care of. This stuff kind of reforms it into a surface that it actually adds protection instead of creating more rust. It stops the process chemically. So rust reformer right on the bumper. Hey guys, it's the end of the video. You know, help me out and help me help you out. Right below the description box right here is a red subscribe button. Subscribe to me, and then you're going to get the latest and greatest information that I put out. Sometimes it applies to you, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's just going to at least let you know that we're putting out new and current information. And then right over here is a thumbs up button. Give me a thumbs up. Help this video rank higher in the searches for the search terms that you're using, and let other people be able to see this. You know, that's the best way you can help. Interact. Leave a comment. I will get back with you if I can and try and help you answer your questions. But the more you interact and post this to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and spread this through the social media, the more that allows me to be able to help do more videos. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And subscribe, share, and like. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.